should be live. Hi, it's me, your mother Goose Justine, and I am back with more reacts, and I would love to welcome my gaggle back to my flock. So today we got a different one. If you guys don't know, Lemon Shortbread Bites, okay, makes amazing Amber Lynn content. She does incredible compilations. She's known for the best one, in my opinion, is the best one is Point of View. You're playing Choosy with Amberlynn Reed for 40 minutes. It's an awful video. Anyway, she is asking, look, I make money making videos about Amber. Like, is that cool? And I feel like it was an interesting question that she's asking. So I want to watch this video. I'll have a timestamp to when this reaction begins. Pins in the comments in case you guys want to skip right to the video. But to give you guys a spoiler, right? What did she title this exactly? I'm making money making videos about Amber Lynn. Am I a bad person? That's what she's asking. And like, when she's making content like Point of View, you're playing Choosy with Amber for 40 minutes. I mean, content like this is, you know what, let me put this on the screen actually. This is the flat Lord's work, in my opinion. Like, she should be compensated like handsomely for content like this.
These bows, the ones.
I mean, can you imagine actually playing Choosy with Amber for 40 minutes? I mean, a video like this forces you to think about it. You know, I mean, this is like, what do you like, the red bow better or the white one? Like, you gotta pick. Oh, here comes the black one. So now the other thing that you picked, you have to compare against the black one. I mean, this is mind-numbing. Can you imagine playing this game for days like friggin' Beck did? I can't. So, I'm cool. In my opinion, I'm cool with Lemon Shortbread Bites making money doing content like this, because this is, I mean, this is educational, literally. Like, if you can't imagine what playing, here, let me give you guys more examples. This is even worse. I'm just gonna let this play on screen. So you gotta choose that case or. Midori said, why? I would rather have water classes with you. Okay, Pretty Princess said, does making money from talking about a bad person make you a bad person? So we stopped talking about it and let her be horrible without commentary? That's a good way to put it. I don't know, but the long and short of it is, I guess, like, when I first saw that title, I was like, hell no, you're not a bad person. You're just this is brutal. No, you're not a bad person. You're like I keep saying, like, doing the Lord's work. I mean, an average person would have no concept of what playing a game of Choosy would be like, but here it is on display. Like, this is brutal, man. Oh my god, I never even said who was first. I'm sorry. Catlou was first. Hey, Catlou. Next was Jade. Oh, Paul has to leave. No, I'm sorry, Paul. It's unfortunate because you're missing a good one. Like, you're missing a game of Choosy over here. Oh, hey, Shoshana said, hey, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a great day as well. Thin and Gizmo, Teacup Bird, Travis, Hope Dunn, Neo Moon, Lindsay, Midori, I think I said hi to. Yeah, I think I said hi to all you guys. Okay, Neo Moon said it depends on how you do it. There's, I guess that makes sense. I guess there's a good and a bad way that you could play Choosy. And this is brutal. This is brutal. I won't leave this on forever. But so, did you guys pick which case you like the best yet? Can you imagine playing this for days? Yeah, Asana said it's so nuanced. From the outside, we do kind of look like bad people. Absolutely, I'm not going to lie. NGL, it is kind of a ethical gray area, in my opinion. But, I mean, is it though? Because, look, I mean, if Amber's out there making money being a bad person, so why can't, you know, people make money just discussing it? I don't know. It's like, listen, in my opinion, the whole internet's a friggin' ethical gray area. Ooh, a Kate Spade case. I used to buy those exclusively, I remember. That's so dumb. And in retrospect, now that I'm looking at it, it looks like a stupid case. Why did I care so hard? It had to be a Kate Spade case for so many years. I don't get it. Anyway. Oh, Lori sent a membership. Thank you so much, Lori. I appreciate that. And that is really good timing because I have a member stream tomorrow at noon. So, yay. Oh, thank you. Neo Moon said, Justine, you do it well, in my opinion. Thank you very much. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but thank you. Oh my god, this is just a terrible game. And this just keeps going. This is like a 20-minute segment, I think, in here. Like, this keeps going. Do you see? Look, do you see where I'm scrolling? These are all cases. Amber literally posted this to YouTube. I know, and these are old cases. These are like iPhone 4 cases, it looks like. So friggin', you know, she's been playing this game for a long time. And she really just posted this to the internet. Those are adorable cases, I gotta say. But why does she have so many? And why do I keep watching it? Anyway. Oh, yeah. So, okay, so what else is going on? So, friggin', the Amberverse. Okay, so Amber came out with a new schedule I saw. Actually, let me see if I can pull it up real fast for you guys. Amber came up with a new schedule. And actually, before I say what I'm going to say, let me see if I can pull it up. So I can be, so I can know what I'm talking about. First of all, it's funny every time Amber has a schedule because she always sticks with it for about 6 weeks and then she gives up. But it was also kind of you were kind of expecting, or I was expecting this, because I feel like whenever Amber kind of goes silent on YouTube, she's filming. That's what it seems to be. Like, she goes quiet for a few weeks and then she goes a few weeks posting a lot of content, pre-filmed content. Then she goes quiet. And then she posts a bunch of... It seems to be like her cycle. So, anyway. I think she has a hard time filming and editing around this. So do I. That's why it takes me so long to edit a vlog. But Amber will, like, record a vlog and then edit and post it the next week or something. Alright, well, this is taking me a long time. Let me pull up Amber's... You know why it's taking me a long time? It's because Amber's channel is, like... It's hard to find. Like, it's kind of shadow banned a little bit. Alright, let me see. Here it is, under posts. So Amber posted, this is what's funny. I don't think she did this on purpose. Let me look at my... There it is. I think Amber did this on accident because, Monday, she's having a live stream at 8. Tuesday, she's not posting anything. Wednesday, she's posting a video at noon. I'm sure that's going to be her weigh-in Wednesday. She's probably intending that, but we all know what happens with that. Anyway, Thursday, she's posting nothing. I'm sure she needs to rest after all that. Friday, she's posting a video at noon. Saturday, she's posting nothing. And Sunday, she has a live stream at 8. So the week is bookended with live streams. So Monday, you have a live stream at 8. And Sunday, you have a live stream at 8. And I can guarantee that Amber didn't realize until after she pressed post that she's going to be live streaming 2 days in a row. I can guarantee, like, the way that she wrote it out. Oh, I wish I had it on the screen to show you. But she probably typed this out and was like, oh, this looks good. You know, but no, Amber, do you realize you're streaming 2 days in a row? Sunday and Monday. I'm not sure if she realizes that. So I'm not sure if this is going to last. I don't know about this. Yeah, friggin' someone... The ankle. We love the ankle here. The ankle posted, I give this 30 minutes before she changes her mind. That's... I was actually watching the ankle this morning, funny enough. This whole... I don't know, I feel a little bad because I've been a little disinterested in the mom and aunt and all the aunt drama and stuff with Amber. I'm just not interested. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not interested because it's family drama and I feel like it's none of my business. I feel like I'm too old for it. And I'm shocked that her aunt doesn't feel that way. Weirdly, Amber doesn't feel too old for this drama. How does her aunt... her aunt's like the actual adult in the situation. She should know better than to start all this drama. I don't know what, but anyway, so Hecticana posted a video yesterday, and I was thinking about all this, and I was thinking about watching that today with you guys, but I really want to watch this lemon shortbread bites video because I just love lemon. How long have I been live? I want to get into it already. Let me get my chat up. Yeah, I can guarantee that Amber didn't realize she's streaming 2 days in a row. So, let me see what you guys said. Yeah, Stephanie said she's not used to following a schedule for 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 days back to back, Mish. So, hell yeah. Linda said no, she definitely didn't realize Sunday and Monday are next to each other. Right, because she wrote it out like in a list. You guys got to go to Amber's community tab and look at the post because friggin' she wrote it out like top to bottom, but I can guarantee she didn't realize those 2 days were together. And she's not going to feel like live streaming 2 days in a row. I know she isn't because I rarely do. You know, to me it feels like a lot of, no offense, I love you guys, but you know, it's what's the word? I don't know the word. It's like I'm not super social, you know. So it's a lot live streaming 2 days in a row. We'll see how long she sticks with it. Lola said, besides food, Amber's second love is a fresh start. Well, she needs to have a fresh start already, so I have something to react to. Friggin', I don't want to react to Aunt Tammy saying Aunt Tam like they're tit for tat or whatever. Like it's silly. I don't know why they're doing this. Draining. Thank you, Dana. But especially... Oh, thank you. Midori said we're not here for Amber. We're here for you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I actually honestly like talking about Amber. It's just I don't like talking... I feel weird talking about the family drama. I remember talking about... I was reacting to... Aunt Tammy was talking about her... she was talking about her ex-husbands and cheating with her now current husbands, and I remember listening to that and I felt so uncomfortable. Like, this is none of my business, you know. Like I just feel like the whole thing is weird, and I don't know, so I feel a little funny talking about it. So anyway, oh, thank you. Tall Froggy said, hi Goose Woman, I love your frog and toad shirt. I have the same one. Are you serious? I love this shirt. This is it reminds me of a meme that my friend sent me. It was so funny. It's like, the meme was it was this image, right? And instead of saying frog and toad in this font, it said F the police. And I thought it was so funny. I can't even say it without laughing to this day. Anyway. Anywho's. I have my, here it is. Here it is. Yeah, this is one of my favorite. I mean, I love this shirt. It just... F the police. Come on, it's kind of funny. That's another thing that we gotta... That's another... Yeah, F the police. Oh, the commentary on this video is really funny too. I know I haven't been actually reacting to this. It's really funny. Oh, you left a milestone chat. Did I miss? Oh my God, Linda, thank you. I did miss this. Thank you. My chat's a little. My chats have been messed up. She said, "All hail Mother Goose. I'm at work." Well, good. I'm glad you were able to sneak listen to me. F work. Freaking F the police, F work, F school. I'm kidding. Anywho's. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm being a little distracty. Okay, so back to oh, here we go. Lemon shortbread bites. So this is a great channel. I've actually been watching this. The reason why is this, like, her channel name, you guys know what this is from, right? It's in her intro, which is amazing. It's from when, actually, maybe I could even just click on a video. Here it is. You guys got to remember this. You guys have got to remember this. This is her intro, right?
Oh my god, lemon shortbread bites? Wait, I want that.
That's where she got her channel name from. And that's one of those clips that just live rent-free in your brain. Amber asking for lemon shortbread bites like a toddler. Having mommy grab it for her while Amber's doing the grabby thing with her hands. It's just so... Let's watch it again. It's rent-free. This is one of my favorite intros. I need to, like, rank all the Amberverse intros.
Ew!
Hold on.
Oh my god, lemon shortbread bites? Wait, I want that.
Oh, it's so cringe. I know, it's so cringe. It's, like, so weird. Right, reaches for it like an actual baby. It's so cringe. I can't. That must have been so awkward for Jade, too. Like, that must have been awkward as friggin'. Yeah, that was back when she was pretending to diet. She's, like, doing the grabby thing with lemon shortbread bites. It was a hot mess. You know what? I've been rambling for a while. Actually, why don't I just get right to reacting, actually? So, alright, going back to the channel. So, I feel like we should... One day, maybe my poor members. I don't want to do that to them. They're already paying to have a membership. Am I going to make them play Choosy for 40 minutes, too? I feel like that'd be fun to react to. Right, Linda said, 600-pound toddler. Gimme, 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 gimme. It was so awkward. Right, Mish said I would react that way, but I would grab it myself instead of making mommy do it. It's just one of the... Yes, that was during Jade. Do we need to watch it one more time? One more, and then we'll get to reacting.
Lemon shortbread bites? Wait, I want that. Ew!
I can't. So, yes, so that was Jade's hand. Like, we know her hand. Oh my god, poor Jade. Jade's the one I think we really want to hear from, and she's the one who's smart enough to keep her mouth shut. Doesn't that suck? God, I hate it when people choose to be the bigger person and not spill tea, dang it. We all want to know what she has to say. But it would probably cause her all sorts of... I don't even know the words. Have to go back and remember her years being with Amber. Like, poor Jade. I can't imagine. Alright, so this is... Lemon Shortbread Bites is asking... I'm making money, making videos about Amberlynn. Am I a bad person? Well, you guys know my feeling. I think she's doing the Lord's work, but... See... Look at her curls. This is her face reveal, okay? She's one of those creators that doesn't show her face, right? Which, to be honest, the only reason why I show mine is because I'm too lazy to edit. But, I'm being for real. It's less work. Anyway, so, she finally revealed her face, and look at her gorgeous curls, man. Like, I think that she looks so pretty. And I also have questions. How's she keeping her curls this nice during summer? Because my curls have been in a bun, man. After I watched, like, friggin', right, stunning. Right, Lindsay? Look at those. I want to see the curl routine. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm curious about. Anyway.
Uh-oh. Another faceless girl growth creator makes a face reveal.
Gorgeous.
Uh-oh. I'm sure this one ended badly.
Oh my god, lemon shortbread
I can't.
bites? Wait, I want that.
Ah, there's Jade. Oh my god, poor Jade. That's so awkward, handing that to her. Amber's clearly sitting in a cart meant for the disabled, and I can't even listen. I can't.
Who is Amberlynn Reed? Amberlynn Reed is many things. She's a 500
So many pounds.
pound woman, first and foremost. Microplastics farm. Super chef extraordinaire. Poet and filmmaker for Mama. Supersized Ramona Flowers.
I would call her a fur owner. Mama is kind of a Oh, look, here's a timeline of the girls. So, oh wow. It's interesting seeing it laid out like this. Huh. Yeah, I guess Erica quote Valentine was its own era. That we kind of, it happened in the background. So Whitey was back in 2021 through 2023. I feel like, and we kind of haven't had much since except Erica and Valentine and Tommy. So that's why life has felt so empty. It's because Amber Lynn has not had a new era really since Whitey. I mean, I feel like, oh, Ella said she's also a moon believer. Hey, Tiny Blue. Yeah, this is really cool. So Crystal was the longest era, 2011 through 2015. Wow, I was watching during that era. I was watching. And then during Destiny, I was starting to feel like I wanted to react. I remember I didn't start reacting except during Becky. But I was watching, like, Crystal. I started watching her during Crystal. Oh, Anna, that's perfect. Anna said fur evil stepmother. Yeah, that's accurate.
Figure of controversy. Bingo champion of Oklahoma. Conspiracy theorist. Freak. Human rights advocate. Vegetarian meat eater. Marathoner. Simply put, Amberlynn Reid is an infamous...
Her curls are so nice. They're so, like, fine. And so... she's got great curls, man.
But why is she so, I guess, disliked?
Why? Because she loses cats like socks. Amongst other things. Name the one thing that makes you the mad about Amberlynn in the chat right now.
Okay, first I need to get real for a second. Hi, I'm Lemon, and I've been editing and uploading compilation videos about Amberlynn Reid for, I think, a year now.
Thank you very
and
much.
Listen, I know we're all in this.
Thank you for your contribution to society.
Of hell together. But for me, being a Gorewolf creator is so embarrassing. I didn't even like people.
I can kind of relate to that. I can relate to it, but it's gotten better lately because friggin' Amber's like been showing up on TikTok just in random people's timelines. I feel like, and so I'll get random texts from people being like, "Hey, I saw Amber on TikTok," you know. So I don't know. Like, so I get that cringe feeling. I feel kind of similar. Like, I feel kind of weird that I talk about Amber, but at the same time, people just don't understand that the subject matter is captivating.
Knowing that I watched her in my free time, and now I'm attaching my whole face to a channel where I make 20-minute compilations of her cooking or like mistreating her pets. This is like, I need to cut my internet access. They need to ban me from the internet. Why do I do this? Why am I here? Why are you here?
Why? Well, I'll just list a few things that you guys have just said. I asked you guys what ticks you off about Amber. I mentioned right off the bat the fact that she loses cats like socks. Oh, Tiny Blue, this is lemon shortbread bites. I have a link to this video in my description. It should be right up top, so you guys can go there and give her a subscribe and a like and all that. So let's see, what don't you guys like? So, you guys don't like how smug she is. That was Kelly and Casey said that. Also, that's what Through the Looking Glass said. Also, her better than everybody else attitude. Well, that's for sure. Lack of accountability, Midori Gale said. Her personality, Neo Moon said. Lindsay said her twisting everything to be a victim. There's lots of things to dislike about Amberlynn, but mainly 12's My Limit said her treatment and neglect of her animals. That's been going on for many years. I remember, like, oh my god, do you remember when she threw the kitten? Anyway.
Are we both here witnessing the life of a person being ruined by her own actions? You might ask me, why am I so obsessed with a woman that I don't know, will never know, and hasn't done anything personally to me?
You know, I gotta say, personally, I am interested in what she has to say here, but I very much feel like I'm not obsessed with Amber at all. I'm not obsessed with her. I actually, um, yeah, I'm not obsessed with her at all. I can't say that I think of her much after I'm like on YouTube. I don't know. So that I can't relate with, but I also don't really. I don't. Maybe I'm not as obsessed because I don't like someone like her, Lemon Shortbread Bite. She puts probably much more work into her content than I do. So. Oh yeah, Travis also points out Amber's representation of OCD. Yeah, she's very infuriating with that. Also, Kalu hates her inability to cut her hair. I know. Oh my god, it's so annoying. Misery loves company. Well, it could be that.
This was me when I started watching Amberlyn Reed. I was the ripe age of 14 and as self-conscious and insecure as a teenager can be. Which I am totally not anymore.
Girls are gorgeous.
And if you can tell by the ghost of YouTube past over there, my favorite YouTuber was PewDiePie. I started watching him when I was very young and I was like 8 and just learning English, and these videos were my thing. Anyways, back then I had no idea what local internet culture was. But I've always loved YouTube. I really liked comedy and video games, which led me to Let's Play.
Comedy, like whenever Amber goes on a diet.
Which led me to commentary, which led me to, I suppose, dark and controversial topics. YouTube made me nosy, I think. I was a very nosy 14-year-old with an iPad and too much free time. PewDiePie makes this video a couple of years later, an expose on a company known as BetterHelp. And lo and behold, these two pop up.
Oh my god, the meme that she inserted is so funny. I guess I'll relate to how she started watching Amber with how I started watching Amber. I started watching her friggin'. I was still working. I hadn't lost all the weight because I lost like all this weight, right? Like 10 years ago. And I was like I was trying to lose weight myself at the time. So I had all this weight loss content in my algorithm. And Amber Lynn trying to lose weight kept showing up in my algorithm. So I clicked. Back then, YouTube, I feel like, was kind of feeding her content a little bit, weirdly. But anyway, so that's how I got started. I was on her team. I was a fan. I was like, go Amber, go. Like, what the hell happened with that?
I look up the channel, watch Amber's reaction to PewDiePie, and then some other of her videos. And I just remember thinking something like, well, I'm not the fattest person in this world. No, in all seriousness, it was the first time.
That's funny.
I watched videos of just a normal person with nothing particularly remarkable about them living their life. No video game, no commentary, nothing, just vlog style content. And also, let's face it, I've never seen someone as big as her.
Right.
Except in like
it's shocking, I get it.
Exploitative TV shows or like the movie Seven, I guess.
Right. No, the movie Seven. Oh no, Neil Moon said I started watching her because of you, Justine. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You also. Princess Santa said, I suffer from critical nosiness, so if there's someone's business to mind, I'll mind it. Oh yeah, Anna, thank you. Anna said, I still remember watching my first Amber video and thinking, quote, why are all the comments negative? Thank you for saying that, because that's actually a big part of Amberlands that people don't really talk about, because that's a part of it. Like the average person, if you were an average person with empathy, right? I don't know about the other types of people, but if you're an average person with average empathy and you're just clicking around minding your business and you come across Amber Lynn posting a video about starting a brand new diet and going to therapy, and then you read the comments. That's actually a big part of it. But the thing is with me, and I'll say this briefly, when I first started watching Amber, I was a fan, and like I said, I was rooting for her. But then over the years, I would say, as I was losing weight, right? And I was leaving comments trying to support her and trying to give her advice, and friggin', I noticed that the comments started getting more and more negative. And I was starting to like that they were negative, because I noticed watching Amber that she kept going against what she said she was going to do over and over again. And I just picked up on it. And then I picked up on all the negative comments, and I was like, well, good. Maybe it'll light a fire under her ass. But it lit a fire the other way, it seems.
Intrigued, but not as invested. After all, she didn't make Happy Wheels videos, so I didn't care for her. And it stayed like that for a while. I'd occasionally pop back into her channel to see how she was doing, to see if she had lost weight, I don't know.
Right, that's what, kind of like how I click on Eugenia out of curiosity, though I guess she's out of the game now that she's demonetized. She ghosted all her platforms. But anyway, I would just click on Eugenia out of curiosity to see if she had you know what yet, you know? So and then after a while I started doing that with Amber. And then she started breaking up with Destiny, and things started to get real good.
Different. I get hooked for a couple of days, and then I just go. Closest thing I can compare it to, and this is gonna sound fucked up, but you know when you're playing The Sims and you get bored of it because you're cheap like me and don't want to pay so much money for the packs. Okay. So you look up ways to like make The Sims more enjoyable again, and there's this cute little website that says make a sim with attributes you wouldn't usually like. So you make this little stinky guy in your computer, which you don't really like, and it's public enemy number 1. And you just have him there until his stove catches on fire or he becomes like a plant sim.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like,
oh
it's
my god,
that's for 30-minute intervals. Anyways, how did we get here? Without being too specific, I developed some issues up in here, which made me have issues.
Oh yeah, Eugenia got demonetized. She's been demonetized. She hasn't like posted things. I haven't gone too deep into it, guys, but friggin' I'm pretty sure she's off like all social medias at the moment because she can't make money. So anywho's
down there. And that made me seek out content about food and body image, which led me right back to Amberlyn Reed. And this time I was in the swamp. She became sort of like my white noise. My brain developed a fascination where her content was just so easy for me to digest.
Yeah.
It didn't need much brain power, obviously. Right. It didn't make me laugh, it didn't make me angry.
For me, it was something to watch on the bus. I remember watching her while I was on the bus. Like I would, because I used to take the bus to work and, you know, home from work, and friggin', it would take like, I forget how long the bus was, but I think it was like 30 or 40 minutes if I remember. And like, maybe it depended on traffic and what kind of bus I grabbed. But anyway, yeah, and I would need stuff to watch. Yeah, friggin'.
Sad, it just was there. So it was.
I miss a Jim Pickin. I missed a friggin' Jim Pickin reference. I missed a reference. I don't know who that is. So, Scootertron said, I learned English watching Amberlyn Reed. Well, I mean, yeah, Amber's got very basic English. She doesn't use language too complicated, I imagine. Yeah. Yeah, Wilma said I used to listen to React videos while I would walk or go to the gym. But back when I was watching Amber on the bus, there weren't really reaction channels yet. That didn't happen until like, oh my god, I feel like that didn't happen until maybe 2015-ish. I feel like, when was Michael B. Petty? I feel like him and, god, what's her name? She hated me. I forget her. I laughed at something. I remember I wrote a bunch of laughing emojis in her comments, and she got offended. What was her name? I forget her. But anyway, her and Michael B. Petty, they were making videos about Amber, and God, what was her name? I forget. But anyway, there wasn't a very crowded space. Travis said, and you can learn better English from reactors correcting her. That's so funny.
perfect background noise that added
Yeah.
just a little plus of making me feel better about myself. Then
Yeah.
I'm
Right,
learning
because Amber doesn't make that hard, does it?
how to use CapCut, so I decided to make my own compilations. I upload them to this channel, and now I'm here.
Hell
And
yeah.
you're here. And we are here
Drop
together.
the curl routine.
And I'm so glad you guys are here. And listen, the reason I think many girl work creators turn into lolcows themselves is because they often try to find ways to make the content we do sound like it's something productive. Let me be the one to tell you that 90% of the content from this community and this side of the internet, mine included, is just mean-spirited entertainment.
Hey, well, you know what though? Friggin' Amber's mean-spirited, so how about that?
And that's okay. I get
Oh no, it wasn't CXNT. 12's my limit. I loved her. Oh no way! Woma said you're also the one that got me into other reaction channels when you recommended Michael B. Patty and Zachary Michael. Oh my god, yeah, I feel like that's right. Zachary Michael was reacting early too, I think. Oh, is she one of the French fans, Stacy? Is that what this is? Yeah, I agree. Stacy E said her hair is great. I know, I've been distracted by her hair the whole time. Drop the curl routine. What gel are you using? That's all I care about.
this. I don't feel bad about it. In the context of the internet, it's a strange phenomenon that's a line between being morally gray and morally wrong. And I think I'm still right around here. I have
Between ill-natured and pure neutral. Where would I put my content? So she would put hers between ill-natured and pure neutral. I do not feel like my content's neutral. I gotta say, I make a lot of jokes that are mean. I'm not gonna lie. So I would say I don't think it's as bad as standard villainry though. I would put mine in between standard villainy and ill-natured. I feel like. I don't know. Is my content ill-natured? I don't know if it's that bad. It's definitely not well-natured. I wouldn't put it there. That's true. Tequila and Donuts said Amber makes a good living off reaction channels. Well, I don't make any kind of I don't make a living here at all. I gotta say, she makes definitely more than I do. Thank you. EB said justified ill-natured. Okay, Tequila and Donut said you're fed up. There's a difference between that and vitriol. Where's vitriol on here? Maybe I would put mine in the same place as hers, actually. It's in between ill-natured and neutral. I mean, I just, it depends though, because I feel like, this is terrible, but I feel like when I make some of the jokes I make, you shouldn't be offended, because they're just like stupid fat jokes, you know, like, I don't know. Oh, thank you. Neo Moon said you don't have an ounce of evil. I need oh, thank you. Friggin' Tiny Blue said I need her charts. Are you talking about her what do you call it? Her natal chart? Oh my god, can you imagine the fun we could have with her natal chart? Holy moly. Anyway, yeah, I was nice and encouraging for years, Dana. I really was, honestly, in her comment section. You can find old comments, I'm sure, in old videos from Crystal Era, from me being like, you got this, girl. Like, what a joke.
There are several and more reasons to dislike this individual, and I could easily name the worst ones to get you guys to be on my side. But let's be real, I'm not making commentary or compilation videos on every animal abuser over there.
Right.
And especially not about their cooking. So why do I do it? Why am I quote-unquote obsessed with Amber? Honestly, the main reason I've had since I started watching her when I was 14 is that I'm just glad it's not me.
Is that awful? Wow. Is that how I feel too? Oh no. What if that is me? Anyway. Okay. Chapter 2. Thank God it's her.
There's
right, like, it's, right, this is, I think I talked about this, like, early in my reaction career. I was like, Amber is a good lesson on what not to do. I hate to say it. She does over and over again the wrong thing, and it just makes it easy to know what the right thing to do is. Friggin'.
a bit of a debate around this, but I really do think Amberlynn Reid is a lolcow. Know Your Meme, the fountain of reliable information, by the way, defines a lolcow as a derogatory way to describe a highly exploitable person online, such as those who post a consistent flow of cringeworthy content. Lolcows generate a steady stream of lols, mostly as a result of trolling, but also as a result of a lack of self-awareness about the content they're posting.
All right, then you gotta be careful. So I wonder if she's gonna get into this, but at this point, so if you become a character, so if you decide to be someone who makes themselves about talking about these LOL cows, like I'm an LOL cow commentator, you gotta be careful lest you become an LOL cow yourself, right? Oy, oy.
Essentially, anyone who regularly produces content that can be exploited might be deemed a lolcow. Now, why do I think Amberlynn Reid being a lolcow is up for debate? Mostly, and I think it's honestly quite weird, Amberlynn's watch audience is very different from the audiences of most well-known lolcows. It is staggeringly different, actually. The kind of people who watch Amberlynn, me included, are also the type of people not usually well-liked among the cesspools of like Reddit and 4chan users that make fun of people like her.
Right.
There's a lot of women in this community in girl world. There's a lot of LGBTQIA plus watchers and creators. There's racial minorities and even other plus size people that agree that she sucks. And she sucks in an interesting kind of way.
Right.
The type of people that would hype up or defend others like Amberlynn seem to hate her. Now, in this Reddit thread about why people watch lolcows, I found a couple interesting perspectives. Ones that even mention Amber, but I didn't really feel like distinct perspective.
I'm gonna read this if you guys don't mind. So they're talking about the term LOL cow, right? It's a lol cow, right? It's a term used by chanter types to refer to people they feel have done something deserving of intense mockery, repeat trolling, and meticulous archiving of everything they do. Most of the time, they're legitimately mental ill or disabled people. Sometimes, I'm stopping right there. Stopping right there. Is that what Amber is? A legitimately disabled person? All right, I'll just leave that there. I don't know if I want to get into that. All right, it continues. Sometimes they're legitimately unpleasant people who do unpleasant things. Though I don't think that, quote, earns them a lifetime of harassment and mockery by internet weirdos. The term was a Kiwi Farms thing, and to the extent it ever had meaning, it has lost it completely. As at its height, the Kiwi Farms LOL Cow forum had threads about pretty much every single person who's ever posted something on the internet with any notoriety. On a broader scope, people who use it unironically usually have ties to some niche community. Well, that would be us. That obsesses over, often in a stalkerish and/or unhealthy parasocial way, through the minute details of the lives of creators. Toxic communities obsessed with famous people isn't anything new. As a teenager, I Googled my way through plenty of Web 1.0 forums of people calling for jihads on NSYNC, the Spice Girls, Barney, Carrot Top, etc. Thank God I didn't see Hanson listed there. If I saw Hanson listed there, I would have clicked off. Anyway. Alright, so I'm kind of alright, I'm gonna proceed.
Ones that even mention Amber, but I didn't really feel like they resonated with my...
Wooma said, technically, yes, her weight disables her by limiting what she can do physically. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I guess she is technically disabled, Amber. You get your cookie.
And other people's experiences as well that I've read about from Girlwood watchers. I headed on over to another subreddit, one which I will not mention because if you're not already in it, it is not a healthy community for the mind to be in.
How many of you guys watch Amberlynn Reid? Someone said, I always feel like most of her audience struggles with some type of disordered eating. As crappy as it sounds and a bit fatphobic, a big part of the reason I watch her is to make myself feel better about my weight and as motivation to not get fat. I also get the sense that in terms of EDs, her audience is more diverse than an Emma Chamberlain, for example. She does have a very, Amber, I will interrupt and say Amber has a very diverse audience, which I appreciate so much, and I love that. Anyway, and someone replied and said, I do, and I totally agree. So many comments on Amber channels, parentheses, I don't watch her directly, but I watch on compilation channels, are so openly disordered. I think she also attracts people who are genuinely interested in healthy weight loss, but I worry that those might develop disordered thoughts from all the ED in her comments. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. Can you get it? Can you get that from YouTube comments? Anyway.
Other perspectives that I think are much more fitting for the majority of us. I'm gonna...
Oh, let me read that. This person said, I've come across her vids occasionally and always clicked off feeling really sorry for her and her audience. Oh, well, geez Louise. I know there are a ton of things wrong with her, eating patterns, body type, but so many people in her comment section seem genuinely fatphobic, hateful. Because you don't know that, you don't know, anyway. It's always interesting to see like the commentary from outside of Amberland about Amberland. Okay.
Tips that I think are much more fitting for the majority of us.
This person said it's some Truman Show kind of crap. Finding people who seem unaware of their genuine circumstances and exploiting it. It shines a big, bright light on the qualities people think are the worst about you. Suffice to say, I think this has a negative psychological effect for all parties. Jeez, I don't know. Is it that deep?
I'm gonna speak for myself now when I say that I think my fixation for her came from a little of the fact that her mundanity?
Yeah, being mundane. No, I get it. And that's why some people, I've heard, that's why some people like my vlogs, because they're boring, that's mundane, it's just, and that's kind of nice. It's nice for the average person to watch or to come across mundane comment or mundane content instead of coming across content made by people who are like out there skydiving, out there planning a $200,000 wedding, out there, you know, just planning, out there with content that's totally unrelatable, right? So there is something to say about Amber's, like, you know, you in that, like, not that she's reliable, but she's mundane, basically. It's a different word.
Is in English, but it's comforting, I think. And the shticks she pulls are a little bit funny, but mostly from the fact that I feel so much better about myself, my weight, my life, my accomplishments when I see her so unbothered to be living like that.
Yeah.
And it's almost reassuring,
right,
that way.
It is reassuring. It's so crappy to say. Yeah, and it's funny because when you actually watch Amber enough, you know why she finds herself in the position that she finds herself in. Like, if you're an average person on YouTube who has not watched or followed Amberlynn for years, you'll click on a video and you'll just be like, geez, look at the situation this woman finds herself in. That's awful, right? You feel bad for her, but we have been watching her for years and we know how and why this has happened. Well, that's another good point. Springer points out that the Amberverse is also an escape from the important stuff falling from the sky constantly. I feel like that's why I follow the Amberverse. Can I be honest? Because it's not like I don't care about life and the world and what's in the news and all of that. Trust me, I actually give a big crap about that, and I could make my whole channel about that if I wanted. But I would rather come online and have fun, okay? And it's just kind of like, yeah, she's just an interesting subject matter, I'd say.
I'm not doing that.
And you don't have to think too hard to follow her too, I would say. Like, she's easily digestible. Like you, it doesn't take long to get it. Anyway,
It reminds me it could always get worse, I think.
right.
Which is still shitty, don't get me wrong. Which is why this community is a guilty pleasure for many of us.
Yeah.
It is a form of escapism similar to trashy reality TV.
Right.
Or
right.
shop-
Like for the same. All right. Type 1 if you guys are following. What is it? Oh my god. Which 90 Day is on now? I think it's the one Happily Ever After. Type 1 if you're following Happily Ever After. That is another one of my escapes, right? Like, anyway, I love reality TV too, and I feel like Amber Lynn's like a part of my reality TV that I've been watching. I've been watching the Amber Lynn show for so many years now. My God, I think I've been watching Amber for like 10 years. I swear to God. Now that I just thought of that, I've been watching Amber for like 10 years. Wow. Oh my God, I knew I've been commenting as a reactor for a lot of years, but I've been actually watching her since probably like 2015, and it's 2025 now. That's great. I've been watching her for 10 years. Wow. Anyway.
value educational shows. It's not an outlet to escape your current reality, but a reminder that it can always be worse. And when those people that are quote unquote worse are doing bad things, it spurs on the sense of justice that even more shows capitalize on, like following along to court trials or an episode of those 10,000 police dramas that are always on TV.
Right.
To many, including me, it's almost sort of calming. Fascinating, sure, but mostly reassuring.
Right, niche internet family. This is another thing. Guys, we are a niche, like, tight family. And that's why I call you guys the flock. It's because it's like we have subject matter that gathers us here today, you know? Yeah, Tequila and Donut said, I've been watching Amber since way before the Crystal breakup. Me too. Me too. Yeah, and I remember watching it. I remember seeing her and Crystal break up, and I remember thinking, oh boy, this is going to mess up her diet, blah, blah, blah. I remember she's going to get derailed. I remember thinking that. Friggin'. Anyway. I used to have hope for her.
Okay, girlies,
And baby.
let's play house, and I will be the dog. Another fascinating thing about Amberlyn Reed is the community that has been built around her. I mean, she quite literally birthed a genre of YouTuber just by her uploading videos about her life.
Yep.
This
Yeah,
woman
she's
created
fascinating.
my side hustle. Like,
That
that's
looks
insane.
like my algorithm, which she showed. That's what my YouTube looks like when I open it.
Regardless, even if it is silly for the subject at hand, it is safe to say that this is a part of human behavior. One of my favorite movies is Troll 2, an admittedly awful film. And part of the reason I love it so much is because of the other weirdos that also love it so much. Niche cult communities feel so different from larger ones.
Yes.
It almost feels like you're part of a secret club, where you might not know each other's names, but you can start a funny phrase and that other stranger would totally just finish it for you. We finish each other's sentences, girls. Like, what comes to your head when I say, good lord? Hater Nation became just that for a lot of people. For me, it's almost post-ironic. Like, yeah, the idea of a drinking game based around how many times this woman...
Take a sip when Amberlyn plays with her hair. Film someone while they're unaware. Checks herself out in the camera lens. Says, boo-boo. Full drink if she says honey boo-boo. Hey guys, wave. 2 sips for the golf swing noise. I can't take a drink when Amberlyn mentions not looking good. or her hair being a mess. Film someone while they are aware and they're visually uncomfortable. Call someone or something a lie. Contradicts herself within one video. Take a shot when Amberlyn starts a new diet. Quits a diet. Blames the haters for anything. Name drops a YouTuber, Instagram personality. Or cries.
uses a word incorrectly or smacks her lips is funny because of how ridiculous it is.
Right, it's
But then when
funny.
you play it and you actually have genuine fun, is it still a joke?
Right.
What is the line between hate watcher and content enjoyer? Reactors and compilators steer
Oh
the line.
no, what
between-
if we all secretly enjoy Amber's content? I hate that she asked that. I don't like wondering this. Oh no, Springer said, Justine, it's completely your fault that I know about Amber because I started watching you before you lost the weight. Oh no, so. Whoops, sorry.
healthy and obsessive viewership? I know making these videos is doing something to my brain, man. I just don't know what yet. This community is full of funny, intelligent people, but it's also weird as hell.
Yes.
Like, I feel weird as hell making money from it. I'm not gonna stop. I got a college tuition to pay. And
Right, girl, get your bag.
besides, I love reading you guys'
And
comments.
honestly, her content is like good. It's not like, no, I'm not putting down my own content, but you know, like she puts like she puts like effort in and like makes good stuff. So
And talking to you, you're just so nice. Most of you. Most of us have fun here, but I
Yes.
can't deny that it's sometimes muddied by things that I think are genuinely wrong. I do not wish harm on this woman. Let me make
Me
that
neither.
extremely clear. And you shouldn't either. She's awful, and it's satisfying to make fun of awful people,
Yes.
but don't let this imaginary hatred for a woman we don't know turn into something nasty. Be
Right.
lighthearted, girls. That's what I gotta remind myself every time I'm editing a video.
yeah.
This post from the
I
Amberverse.
feel like sometimes I get too like into it, and I feel like not yesterday. Did I react yesterday? The last time I reacted, I was talking about the family drama a little bit, and I feel like I got too like, I don't know. I don't need to. I really don't care about the family drama. Like, anyway, I could stand to be more lighthearted myself. Well, Mom Amy also points out that train wrecks are hard to look away from. I don't know if she brought that up here yet, but there. I hate to say it, but there is a little bit of that here too.
Reddit, which got nuked, I'm pretty sure. It was the previous one. Now I'm sure it's been like 4. Voices some of the thoughts I have about this, so shout out to Throw RA Announcer with a Z. I don't understand that emotional attachment in the community. I've never been an Am baby and have been watching through reaction/compilation channels for the last
There's
6
so many Reddits that have been nuked over the years, man.
years or so. Amber annoys me and its gross and multiple facets, but I don't know, some people in girl world are very emotionally affected by her. People crying over Rarity, which yes is extremely sad, but seems a little much for an animal none of us ever met.
You know, that's a good point. Maybe it is kind of weird that I cried over Rarity. I mean, a little bit, but it's just awful what happened to her. I don't know. I'm like a cat lady. I can't help it.
People getting extremely angry at everything she does, offended by how she portrays mental illness, mad at her life and smugness, and I don't understand any of it. She's not a friend who wronged us. Even for people who were Am babies before and turned haters, still no one but her personal circle has actually been betrayed by her. The whole gaslighting the audience thing seems a bit silly when the overwhelming majority of her audience already doesn't believe her or already knows she's manipulative. Some people even hope for her to die. Everything she does is
But you know what though? I don't like. There are some people that are like that, but I'm not one of those people. I don't like being roped into with that. Anyway.
mistaken as something bad. And when she does do a lot of shitty things, not everything is that deep or intentional. There's always posts about how she's
You know what though?
essentially triggered people, which is understandable. But you also don't have to watch the content if it's especially triggering. And if watching a more
Well, hold on though. That's the thing. That's obvious. Obviously, we don't have to watch it, but on the same page, you don't have to watch us. You know what I mean? So anyway, Springer said ZM is an empathetic person. Probably why Amber's obsessed with them. That's probably. I mean, that's probably. You know, maybe that's why he doesn't want to like, or sorry, they don't want to react to Amber anymore because, I don't know, because it's because Amber can be awful. So anyway.
Morbidly obese woman who can hardly leave her apartment, let alone wipe her ass, triggers something deep in a viewer. It's probably some time for self-work.
No. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it affects me deeply at all. Like, it doesn't affect me deeply. I wouldn't say that's why I make content about her, because I'm affected deeply. I just feel like something discuss worthy is happening, and I want to discuss it with my flock.
This is a woman who none of us are ever going to meet or personally know. Watching from a distance is one thing, but some of y'all are actually having dreams about her at night and making fan art and stuff.
Well,
It
that's
just
not
seems
me.
very parasocial. Am I alone in this? I just can't imagine being so emotionally invested. And I've been in the community for years.
I don't know. Again, I do feel like that there's a notion that people that react to Amber are like super invested with her or obsessed with her. I don't know where that comes from, because I know I can say that I know I'm not obsessed with her. So, yeah, and in fact, like I get yeah. For me, the hardest part about being in the community is, because of the algorithm, I have a hard time posting about anything else, and because I'm not obsessed with her, I don't necessarily feel like commentating on every little thing that Amber's got going on her channel. For example, this friggin' drama with her and her aunt. I feel like I don't care about it, I mean, or I don't feel the need to commentate. So friggin', yeah. So that I feel like I just what that person said. I feel, as a reactor myself, I feel like I gotta say that I don't feel obsessed. I'm not dreaming about her. I'm not even gonna think about her too much when I'm done here, because I gotta cook something for dinner. So, anyway. Oh, Tequila! I love this. Tequila and Donut said, "I'm emotionally invested in the community, not her." Thank you for saying that, because that's how I feel. I don't feel emotional about Amber. That's not why I post. I would feel emotional if I stopped posting here and I stopped talking to you guys. Anyway.
There's a paper by Kelly Rickman Abdu that is titled Wreckage and Art, a driving force in the work of Jen Anders Nelson. Quote, "For centuries, prominent artists have shown an apparent interest in devastation through their work. Chaotic scenes of religious cataclysm and
you know what, I get where this is going. I just feel like this is a little deep. This is where, what am I cooking, Dana? I'm not sure. I think I want to make I want to make I like to make I like bow tie noodles. So I like to have that with peas and carrots. Yeah, and I cook that with some onions and garlic and a little butter. I love the Miyoko's butter. That's my favorite to cook with. Oh, you had a dream about... Hold on. KT Harp said, "I'm not going to lie. I had a dream about a girl once, and she annoyed me so much in the dream that I woke up in a bad mood." That's so funny. Oh, I like that. Tiny Blue said, "Maybe use the algorithm to your advantage and put things like not in Amber video in the title, and the algorithm will pick it up." That's funny. Anyway, so I get what she's getting into wreckage and art and all that, whatnot, and I get it. I actually went to art school, right? Friggin'. And I remember, learning about all this crap, and the friggin', I just don't know if the Amberverse is this deep. I feel like this is, she's getting kind of deep here. Dana said, "I love Miyoko's," right? It's so good. It's so good to cook with. You've got to it's good. First of all, let me say this real fast, and then I'll get back to the video. The Miyoko's butter is the perfect consistency to bake with, by the way, because when you get it in the tub, it's nice and soft, so it's good to make say cookies with or something. It's soft, but it's still cold. So it's like it was softened, but it's slightly below room temperature. It's just the perfect. I love Miyoko's butter, and the tub is $8, and I don't care, and I buy it anyway because it's so good. Anyway,
pursuing destruction dominated the art of the Middle Ages. In the 20th century, prolific artists like Andy Warhol and Jim Dine would modernize this trend, exploring automobile accidents in their respective series, Death and Disaster 1963 and Car Crash 1960. These in turn inspire similar interest among contemporary artists like Jan Anders Nelson. In drawings like American Landscape and Midwestern...
It's so funny that she pulled up Andy Warhol, because I thought that kind of sarcastically. Because of the whole, like, I remember, like, modernism. I remember learning about this. Like, what is art, right? So then here comes Andy Warhol, and he's like, well, why isn't this can of Campbell's soup art? You know, and then he makes Campbell's soup art, right? Like, I don't know. This is getting deep, guys.
in their respective series, Death and Disaster 1963 and Car Crash 1960. These in turn inspire similar interest among contemporary artists like Jan Anders Nelson. In drawings like American Landscape and Midwestern Motel, and other paintings that comprise his online exhibition, Dirty Picture Show, Nelson explores the altered appearance of cars post-crash, with mangled grills, protruding parts,
and so weird because I've been into watching cop cams when they have to use a pit maneuver to stop somebody who's fleeing. Oh my God, I've been watching nothing but that for like the past week. And now I'm looking at all these pictures of car crashes. Let me tell you what, the power of our awareness, man. It's crazy.
Bumpers. The classic all-American cars seem to allude to a broken all-American dream. During the 60s and the early 1970s, the American public developed a fascination with car crashes and the destruction that they represent. People have always had morbid curiosities. Those who are most
morbid curiosity. I hear what she's getting right now. There is a lot of that involved, I gotta say.
Critical of local culture classified those who consume it as quote-unquote middle school bullies, or people who are obsessed or parasocial. And even if they are largely correct with that description, I really don't think almost 250k middle school bullies found their way to this woman's channel.
Right, exactly.
What about those who watch from afar? Who watch the videos, the reactions, the compilations, who read the subreddits, the community posts, who've never spoken a word to or about Amber, but have always just been there? I know I was one of them at some point before this.
Oh my God, Tiny Blue, please do. Yeah, now this is a great video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
It wasn't bullying anyone. It feels icky to have it, but curiosity about the weird and the off-putting is much more common than we care to admit. Morbid curiosity as a concept was first posed by Aristotle, with a quote that roughly translates to, "We enjoy and admire paintings of objects that in themselves would annoy or disgust us." This aspect of the human psyche of seeking out unpleasant content just for the hell of it has been studied largely and understood slightly. Some people...
I do want to point out what's interesting though with the Amberverse is many of us came to Amber not searching for a car crash. Honestly not. I honest to God was not looking for a car crash when I started watching Amber. I just had weight loss in my algorithm, honestly, and I was trying to lose weight at the time. So I remember being very singularly focused on losing weight at the time. So yeah, that's what was in my algorithm, was people trying to lose weight themselves, right? That's just what was there. And friggin'... Anyway, so I wouldn't say that's why I came to the Amberverse. And I don't think I would have come to the Amberverse. Honestly, if I didn't find Amber, and if I wasn't originally an Am baby, I don't think I would have come here. It's just not really... Well, I guess it is my type of thing, because here I am watching pit maneuvers now. Oh my God, this is making me think too much about myself.
I read, and that I will link in the description, define it as a personality trait. Others as a way to seek reassurance that death and misfortune follows a natural order.
Right.
We are curious about the best and the worst case scenarios. We always have been. And the weightless failure and multiple falls from grace from an unlikable person is pretty much what many of us would consider a worst case scenario for our own lives.
Yeah.
It's tough, and you'd almost feel bad for her if she wasn't so mean on top of that.
That's the thing. She's not only that, she's also like a terrible pet parent, so you know, you combine all that, and then you find out things like she lies about Do you remember, like, we were talking about the sign she hung up in her work, or her work break room to not leave food in there? That's been, I can't stop thinking about it, that Amber did that, and she was caught in that lie. And then when her aunt was spilling that tea, she was sitting there cuddling her millionth kitten. Oh my god, it was so weird. Anyway.
Which ends up almost giving you a self-righteous indignation and a thought of, well, it's bad that it's happening, but at least it's happening to a bad person.
Right.
If I could, I'd make it so that there was never a car crash ever again. But
Right.
since I can't, and there's one happening right outside my window, you know I'm gonna poke my head and look at it.
Right. I mean, it's
Honestly-
a shame. I still don't feel like that's exactly why I still watch Amber. Why am I watching it? God, why do I still watch Amber? Do I still have hope she's going to get it together? Because I feel like, I swear to God, I do. What's the matter with me? Anyway.
I really just wanted to make a ThinkFizz video like this because YouTube has become somewhat of a part of my life. I am a college student and I'm lucky enough to have parents that support me, but we're not loaded. And I just lost a job that gave me an extra source of income.
Man.
I was never in a million years thinking of monetizing this channel. I started just mainly as a way to learn video editing. It feels weird, you know? Receiving a paycheck for an admittedly morally reprehensible thing.
Well, it's a blessing because, you know, yeah.
And it's been eating at me for a while now.
Oh, wow. Really? I get it because I feel kind of shy about what I do on the internet too. So I can get it. I can get her feeling. I'm just surprised because anyway.
Reading you guys' comments and it's a good feeling, you know, that you guys enjoy my humor and know my references,
hilarious.
and it just feels like I'm part of a club.
You
I was
are.
skeptical of showing my face. I know that doesn't end really.
Curls are amazing. Drop the routine. I want to know what she uses. Sorry, I don't mean to yell. Anyway. Yeah, Marie said I pray for Amber to wake up before it's too late. I actually pray for Amber like every day. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, well, I pray for lots of people, but, you know, anyway. Oh yeah, let me let her finish.
Often. But I just wanted to make a more serious, more research video, at least for once,
Yeah.
because this is a topic that
For once, I feel like her videos are very, I don't know. I feel like her videos are researched.
as I mentioned, having an impact in my life. So I wanted to speak on it. I'll still be making my videos.
Good.
I know my commentary is a bit mean on them sometimes, and I do feel a little bad, but
I do feel kind of bad with some of my jokes, but I also don't because like I said, I don't feel like I'm that mean. I mean, it depends on like how offended you are by fat jokes. I mean, I grew up hearing nothing but that, so anyway.
that's just because I think I'm a bit mean sometimes, and you guys seem to like it, so.
No, stop it. Tiny Blue said the rage when Mama Goose finds out she uses nothing but water and a towel for her curls. I bet so. She's probably like, oh, I just use a little oil after it. Like, I don't know what. This is probably very natural for her. You know what my hair looks like naturally? If you really want to know, you can watch the vlog I posted most recently because you can see how my hair dries naturally with no product. It's scary. It does not look like this, I'll tell you that right now. It's anyway, I definitely crossed the line a little bit, 12's my limit.
I guess that's that. I don't know whether I'll be showing my face again soon. Maybe.
Drop the routine.
I really enjoyed doing the research for this video, so I guess we'll see. For now, just I don't know.
I didn't look. If you don't show your face again unless you're dropping the routine. How's that? How's that? Dang it. That was great. I loved that. Friggin'. Well, exactly. Hannah said Amber makes fat jokes about herself. I don't think that we need we don't need to handle her with kid gloves. I mean, I feel like that's the worst I say about Amber. Alright, 12's my limit. Good luck. I hope you make plenty of money. I would DoorDash more often. I just can't afford it, guys. Man, friggin', dang it. I would support you dashes more often. Though I did DoorDash something not long ago. What'd I get? Oh my god. I got it. There's a friggin' vegan cafe. What are the odds that... Okay, so we moved to like friggin' Northwest New Jersey, right? There's nothing here but friggin' sheets and diners, right? There's like... We don't have... You know, we're not by... What are the odds that we moved 2 miles from a random vegan cafe? And not even on purpose. We just moved here and I happened to see it in DoorDash. 2 miles! What are the odds? Anyway, so I DoorDashed. It was like they make a really good Caesar salad. And then I also had a muffin. It was so good. Anyway. So good luck dashing. But whenever I dash, here's the thing is I realize, and I don't know if people realize this about DoorDash, but the dashers get... excuse me, that when you order from DoorDash, the dashers get paid by your tips, basically. I don't know if people realize that. So I always like to remind people that they got a tip because otherwise you guys get paid like $2, right? I feel like I love to watch DoorDashers on YouTube. Maybe we can react to that sometimes too, but yeah, you gotta like, that's why you gotta tip when you order DoorDash because otherwise... You know, it's like, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could just, like, not tip, but you feel like that person deserves $2 for picking up your order and dropping it off at your door. I don't know. I like to tip, right? I don't go crazy because I can't afford to, but friggin' I do tip. But, like, if I'm not able to tip, I'm not ordering DoorDash, dang it. I'm glad I got that rant in because I feel like there's a lot of... Trust me, I'm not saying that tip culture isn't out of control, and I get it here in America, but, like, the reason that tipping started here is because companies don't pay living wages. So I just like to remind people of that. Like, I get that tipping is stupid and out of control, but also, it's also stupid that people get paid nothing to do things. So, thank you. Tiny Blue said base pay is less than $2. Right. So... Yeah, $2 or $2.25, no matter the distance, Gemini the Queen said. So, friggin' anyway. So, I just like to remind people of that, friggin'. And whatnot. Alright, well, I actually need to wrap this up, because now I gotta go take my medicine. And I feel like I'm, like, abruptly ending this, sorry. But yeah, you do, yeah, you too, Gemini, get your bag dashing, man. Mom Amy said I always tip $10. I would say that, like, I always tip at least $5, I'll say. Oh, even if it's just, like, a mile or two away and it's a coffee, friggin', because I am by a Dunkin' Donuts, it's at least $5. So, right, Gemini said I get 4 to 5 times tip versus dash pay. Right, because DoorDash doesn't pay. Friggin', anyway. That's interesting. Gemini said, I refuse pay by the hour. I've been dashing for almost 6 years. So yeah, there's different ways that dashers can get paid. Sometimes you can do by the hour. I wonder if that's regional. Or you don't. So I guess you could choose to be paid by the hour. I don't know how much that is. Or you could choose to be paid by tips only. Or by the dashes and tips only, I'm guessing. That's interesting. Yeah, Tiny Blue said that tips are bad where she lives. Yeah, I mean, it's because living's so expensive, and I get it, and people are making cuts, and I appreciate that. It's just, I just think that, you know, I'm not sure if people realize that DoorDashers and like Instacart people and that kind of stuff don't get paid anything. And, like, I don't think they should be paid nothing for delivering my food to my door for me. You know, so I like to tip. Well, totally not Dumbledore said, if dashers get paid by tips, then what's the delivery fee for? It's the pleasure of doing business. I know, it's annoying. So that gives you an example of, like, that's the customer's experience, right? Because the customer's like, what the hell, I'm paying all this in fees Because it's true. Actually, let me pull up my latest DoorDash. This is interesting. Let's see how. Let me look at my receipt. I'll tell you how much I paid in fees and shit. Right? Like, it's incredible. It's a lot of money. So, and that's why they don't want to pay tip on top of it, because they're already paying out their ass for like fees and crap. And I get it. I do. You know, I get why people don't want to tip. I'm just trying to do, you know, I'm just trying to let you guys know that Dashers otherwise don't make anything, and they're delivering your food for free. So I just want you guys to know that. So, yeah, Lola said delivery fee pays to maintain the app. Right. And a cut for the company. I'm sure they got to pay their employees and whatnot. So, anyway, so... Well, that's interesting. So I guess it depends on, like, your location, where you're dashing, if it's worth it to be paid by the hour or by tips. I guess it depends on whether the people in your area tip or not. I hate to say it. God, I could talk about this topic all day. Honestly, it's like really interesting. I feel like if I were able, I would be working all these apps. But, oh, that's it. Yeah, Stephanie points out the fees are also for the CEOs. Give me a break. They brought, like, yeah, I'm sure the CEOs are, like, rolling in dough over there, friggin' whatever. That's annoying. Yeah, Tiny Blue said location makes a huge difference. This must be a bad location where I live, because whenever I order anything, which is rare, it's probably once or twice a month, it always takes really long for a Dasher to take my order. Because I live out in the middle of Bumblefrig. Alright guys, I really have to pee, so I gotta wrap this up. Sorry. Thank you so much for coming. So I'm gonna have a member stream tomorrow at noon. Wow, I'm about to pee like me. So, I gotta go. Guys, thank you so much for coming. Yo, Stacy, thank you for wrapping this up. Stacy points out, DoorDash isn't in business just to be nice. It's true. Right? I mean, no one's... Yeah, it's like, unfortunately... And DoorDash is just expensive, right? It sucks, but... Oh, Jamie! Yeah, my notifications barely went out this time. Probably because my title's slightly different. That's frustrating. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming. Oh, thanks for coming, Tiny Blue. Alright, I have a member stream tomorrow at noon, so I'll see you guys then. Bye, everyone!